Hey guys, good morning. Happy Thursday. I'm hiding in our little office. Although I see a little person outside the door, which is off our kitchen, and has recently been, we had to fix the closet in here. So I have stacks of plastic bins all over the place and we need to unload them and reorganize. But today or this week I just said I have to put a desk up in this room, otherwise I can't work. But I can't show you the rest of the room because it's such a mess. But this is where I'm working this morning, and I was having a lot of deep thoughts. Sorry. I was having a lot of deep thoughts, so I thought I'm gonna let the kids be in the kitchen and we're gonna have a nice little chat because there's a few big news items to go over, and I know we can do it. And some fun news. And one of the things I've just been thinking about, I was really struggling with this morning, is I wanted to cover the deaths of 4 Americans in Syria. This is really significant because up until this point, since 2015, there's only been 2 Americans that were killed in Syria since we actually had troops on the ground. And I was waiting into this morning to learn a little bit more about these people, because until you have a name and a face, it's easy to just sort of run through that news. 4 Americans were killed. And what I'm noticing with the news coverage is it instantly goes into the political debate about whether or not America should fully withdraw from Syria. An absolutely valid debate, but I can't help but think about the families of these men who were just killed. And that political debate is very far from their minds, right? And I'm sitting here and I'm staring at this picture. Let me show you. This isn't hung up yet. It's just sort of on my desk. And it's a picture that I bought in an antique shop in New York City when my now husband was deployed. Hey, Trace. So I love this photo because, or this painting, because it's a woman writing in a coffee shop. And I sort of thought, well, maybe she's writing someone overseas. And so it's really important to me that we tell the stories of those that have died in service to our country. And I always got pushback, oftentimes when I was a news anchor, but sometimes now we even have this discussion in SmartHER News, and I have to reiterate it. This is the most important story. When an American loses their life overseas in service to our country, we always lead with it. We lead with it because that's the way we honor them, by telling their story and knowing who they are. And the more empowered we are by understanding the circumstances of their death, we should feel good in that knowledge, and we should feel that we honor them and what they were doing. So I don't want us to, it's very sad. The loss of life is very sad, but this is one way that we can honor them. And so I think it's important that we, at SmartHER News, we do something a little different. So you'll see a little information about that on the website today. And there is a big debate about what's next in Syria. And some are suggesting that ISIS did this on purpose to sway the president's decision. There's no way of telling that. It could be. Absolutely could be, but we don't know. So let's just see what happens over the next few days. And as we get more information about what exactly happened in Syria, we'll have more in-depth information on the website about that. In the meantime, a couple other things I just want to mention as we continue to watch the government shutdown. There's all this talk about what's going to happen next. There's a lot of attention today about the State of the Union and whether or not the State of the Union should happen. Politicians are really reflecting on what they're doing because they're realizing this doesn't look like it's breaking anytime soon. In the meantime, remember, going back to November, the whole reason we started really talking about border security was before the midterm elections, but also because we saw these caravans, people coming from Central America, heading for the U.S. southern border, hoping to apply for asylum. What we learned yesterday is that there's another group of about... It looks like somebody is in trouble. There's another group of about 1,000 people coming from Honduras. And so there's what looks like another wave of people that are traveling for the U.S. southern border. So that's happening right now. We have a really exciting feature that's going to be on the website today. And I was so grateful. You guys, this is a real message about SmartHER News. Is someone over my shoulder? Who? I don't really show their faces on TV because I get all freaked out. Trace! Okay, Trace, here, stand here. Let me show you something. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm going to show everyone. I was really happy to speak with a photographer, Joel Grimes. His wife, Amy, is a fan of SmartHER News. They have children, as I understand. And Amy's going to really like this part because she says watching Coffee Talk and seeing my kids in the background is one of her favorite things to do. Anyhow, listen, there's a lot on all sides of this debate about building a wall or not building a wall. Trace, come here, sit right here. You can help me. I'm going to show you something in a second, but sit and listen for a second because this is actually, I can tell you the story. But I feel that there's a couple sides that are not represented. We're going to work on talking to someone in Border Patrol. And in the meantime, Joel went down to the border and spent a couple days in Tijuana. He doesn't have any political point of view. He just was able to go down there and take photographs of the people that are living in camps along the border. And he has some incredible photographs and a really interesting perspective. I like talking to photographers because they're observing what's going on. Yes, some of them have a political agenda, but sometimes they don't. They just want to take really great photographs. And that's something that Joel wanted to do, and he did. He succeeded. So here's a look at some of the photographs he took when he was down there of different kids and families inside these camps. This is a really important photograph because you know, a lot of times we're imagining those from Central as the only people that are in these camps along the southern border. But in 2016 specifically, and over the last several years, there's been a great influx of Haitian refugees that have traveled far to try to get to the southern border to apply for asylum. Guys, stop. Oh my gosh, and Liberty's completely naked. Hey, Leif, can you get Liberty? Thanks. I mean, I think we draw the line at nudity. You know?
Trace, come here right now. Come here right now.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
See you,
Bye, bye. I mean, what are you gonna do? Anyhow, it was really interesting talking to Joel. He has a very unique perspective. He took some beautiful photos. You're gonna see some of those photos. I'm posting a minute interview today. A little bit later this afternoon, it's about a 12-13 minute interview of his experience describing the camps. I think it's really unique. It kind of adds texture to the conversation that's mainly political. And I haven't been to Tijuana, so here I'm talking so much about these news stories. It's important to talk to people that have actually been there, you know. So I think that's really important for you to know today. And finally, to some fun news. Betty White turns 97. Who doesn't love Betty White? I mean, can we all be best friends with Betty White? And it made me reflect on, I walked into a coffee shop a little while ago, and there was this guy wearing this t-shirt that made me laugh out loud. And I found the t-shirt on Amazon, and I put it in our little shop. We have a little shop at Amazon called amazon.com/ let me see how it gets, it's displayed. It's amazon.com/shop/SmartHER News, okay? And so this was the shirt he was wearing. I found one that looks really cute for us. Squad goals. There's Betty White. I mean, honestly, squad goals, right? 97 years old and still one of the most adorable people you've ever seen in your entire life and the most hilarious. So happy birthday to Betty White. All right, guys. Sorry that was a little bit crazy. Serious news, a little bit on what's going on with border security and squad goals. Squad goals, #SmartHER. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. All right?